Friends, Romans and fellow countrymen, welcome to the latest episode of Prem Sports Rants. Football. Although Liverpool have been declared as champions and they deserve it, regardless of the excuses I gave beforehand of other teams underperforming. There's been so much football happening since. The race for either the top 4 or top 5, depending on the outcome of the CAS appeal that Man City have done for the Champions League, has been intense. We saw, I may have not always mentioned it in these podcasts or in the previous one with the daily sportscast, daily football and sports. I always alluded to the fact that Leicester City were always capable of declining furthermore and being caught. I thought that, so today is Sunday the 5th of July, I didn't even think that Leicester would comfortably beat Crystal Palace yesterday, and I think because of Leicester's decline, Chelsea and Man United and Wolves as well, before they lost to Arsenal yesterday, it looked like Leicester can completely drop out the Champions League picture. Now it looks really, really tight because it could be any of those 4 clubs. Tottenham losing to Sheffield United, I believe, have ended their chance. Sheffield United have to play Chelsea, so that's going to hurt their chances themselves. So I believe out of those 4 particular clubs, Arsenal aren't in the picture. They could actually hurt sides because they are set to play Leicester City, so that's going to be an interesting tie in itself. And you can see teams dropping points as well. You saw Man United, despite playing, which I thought was a risk in the first place, but I was wrong. Ironically, I was talking to the person I used to do the podcast with. He believed that Bruno should have started for at least 50-60 minutes. I didn't think it was needed, because if Newcastle could beat Bournemouth 4-1, then they need to do so. However, he was right, I was wrong, because they needed him, because he helped set the tempo. Because after Bournemouth scored the first goal, if Bruno wasn't there, you could see Man United getting under pressure furthermore, because that defence is so overrated. Maguire, he looks like a £20 million defender at times. I'm not even talking about the mistake he did when he got nutmegged. I'm talking about the issues where even just a bit after that situation, when the goal happened, he attempted a pass around the penalty box. And the thing is that people do not always highlight that error he does. He did it against Man City and got away with it. He does it too often when he does these risky passes, and he needs to calm down. Anyway, so I guess what I'm trying to say is we're going to have a very tight run, tight space where any side can be culpable. Like using that Man United example, where it seems like they should have battered, like they did eventually at the end, Bournemouth. However, if you're not quite at it, and if you do have defensive lapses, if you're playing a side that is more motivated than Bournemouth, because there are issues at Bournemouth, then you can get punished badly. Apparently, after the Newcastle battering, Bournemouth had declared that a lot of the players met up for an emergency meeting, and it seemingly looked like it was working initially, because they were able to give Man United an initial shock. So it's possible something can happen. Likewise, at West Ham, very good players all over the pitch, but they haven't been able to click. I think the return of Yarmolenko, again, I was talking to people, including Taz, and I even said to him, I predicted to him during that game, Yarmolenko, maybe, I didn't think he would actually score, but I said, maybe this game or the next games, he will have a major impact, because he just came back from injury. And then, fantastic what Yarmolenko did. And because he did against Man United not too long ago as well, so, or maybe, I think that was probably last season. Nevertheless, it shows how much of a big miss he was. And we saw that Chelsea got points, whilst again when Chelsea played last night against Wolves, they were fantastic. So it just goes to show you that we are in a season where the top 4 or top 5 race is so tight. And likewise, as a Middlesbrough fan, I have to talk about Middlesbrough. We were so close of getting a vital away point at one of our relegation rivals, a Hull, conceding at injury time in a game which no side deserved a victory. It's very painful. However, we are going to play QPR today, and we're playing at home. A lot of the relegation rivals lost yesterday, including Luton. They lost 4-0 or something like that. Only Stoke won 3-0. Hello. Oh, Cat came. So, hello, Cat. Sorry. So like, I got startled thinking there could be another cat. So anyway, so it could go either way, and we just need to see how it goes. It can go either way, and we need to see how it goes. The Premier League, I mean the Championship, it can be very tight, and we need to beat QPR. If we beat QPR, then we're going to be further away from all of the title rivals, and that's what we need. Thank goodness. If we get that, we're going to be in a very comfortable position. And I guess I'm going to wrap it up by a quick review of wrestling. So I didn't give a review last week. I just spoke about a very delicate issue, and I hope there hasn't been that much development since. I hope more information comes to see if vindication can be, if justice can be brought upon the bad people, if they're bad. So now let's talk about Raw, SmackDown. I really like how they're building Lashley, and you know about Lashley. The problem about Lashley is everybody knew he's such a great talent, but the problem was not him, it was how they were using him. Now they're finally recognizing that he is such a raw, amazing talent, and he's been given the opportunity to display his ability, because he's a very strong competitor. He's got the MMA background. That's why he's using the full Nelson submission. So it's great to see him being able to portray that. At the same time, MVP, great on the mic. I think the problem with MVP about Lashley is people probably didn't like his mic skills. So they've always tried to attach him to Lana and to, I forgot his name. I should know his name. Rio. Oh, sorry, I forgot his name, sorry. And now they attach him to MVP, which is really good. And I hope that will help propel him. At the same time, I am a bit worried for Drew, because we spoke about this before. Paul Heyman has been relieved of his duties as the main head of creative of Raw. And Dolph Ziggler, do not get it wrong, is still one of the most underrated wrestlers. But we're talking about a Dolph that wasn't really used really well against Kofi Kingston, and because he wasn't really used really well against, that one rival against Kofi Kingston, not given a chance, and because he wasn't given a chance against Kofi Kingston, he then for Otis was squashed against Otis. Let's be honest. So it seems like they're giving Drew. Maybe they're giving Drew a stopgap rival just to help, because Extreme Rules is not the most important pay-per-views in comparison to SummerSlam. So that could be an issue. Or that they're trying to reduce the significance of Drew McIntyre eventually. But you can also argue that Braun Strowman fought Miz and Morrison, which was a stopgap for sure, leading towards the Bray Wyatt rivalry, which has resurfaced magnificently. I loved, like last week, 2 weeks ago, how, I should say last week, not last Friday, the week before, how Braun Strowman was tapping into the Black Sheep character, saying he wants to go back to the swamp. That's going to be a fantastic match to watch. I can't wait for that. It could be like that for Drew McIntyre, you never know. Interesting times to see, and I hope they utilise Dolph Ziggler, and not as a stopgap, but as someone who is a very talented wrestler that may not be a main event material as of this moment, because it's all about how you design a character. Same thing with Bobby Lashley, but he's got the capability. He can talk really well. He's a comedian, showing that he's got the good ability to communicate. So it could be one of those issues, and let's hope for a good delivery. And as I say, the Drew McIntyre, the mixed tag match was alright. It's quite good. Nothing to complain in that picture as well. I love the 24/7 situation with R-Truth and Tozawa. I love how he's been redesigned. So again, it's an issue about how you use your assets. That's it. And then obviously we're talking about speaking out. Riddle, he's still about, so hopefully that situation is resolved one way or the other. Whatever happens. But I mean, when I say whatever happens, like the right outcome. If he's bad, then he deserves the punishment. Anyway, he had a good match with Morrison, and I really enjoyed event Nakamura versus Kofi Kingston. Two wrestlers that, ironically, in the previous two WrestleManias of 2019 and 2018 were involved with the main event of the WWE title. So it's good to see them two pulling off a great match for the SmackDown crowd, for the SmackDown TV audience. So that's me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and feel free to comment and give me feedback, and then we can try to comment more on the world of sports. UFC Fight Island is coming very soon in Abu Dhabi. Can't wait. That's going to be fantastic. Make sure you subscribe and comment below and like. Take care.